Welcome back! Today, we complete the air cooler unit, then rip out the dashboard and get rid of that horrible 80s carpet.
Okay folks, we're back in Bill. The top unit's been put back on. As you'll have seen in the first video. We've put the wiring back on and we've got to put this frame back on now. I did do the captive nuts up on the top, but I doubt whether they're all going to hold. I've got one in position. I'm going to screw that up and see if I can get any more. But I might need to go onto the roof. Now, I didn't have long enough bolts, so I've actually got coach bolts here. I don't know how well these will do. I'm just trying to catch the thread that's there, if I can. That one looks like it might have. Okay, I've now got one screw and one nut threaded on. So I've now got the unit back screwed on. And power is on. So we're on cool, on high. Really good airflow coming through there. You can see that. Hear the water coming through, no drips. Okay, so there we'll have it. Have it running. We won't know really how well it is working until we get a warm day, which here in Scotland, I think we've got quite a while to wait for that. Anyway. Job done, and really glad how clean it is now, because it was really getting a bit filthy, and everything's working the way it should. And just to let you, there's some of the plastic steel. It's not the bonnet. If we could get a, you can see that bit strengthened up as well, because they were holes. Okay, so that's worked out okay. So that's that done. I'm not going to wash the roof. I've got a few things to do. My canoe rack is a bit loose, it's needing repaired, and I'll just check other parts on the roof before I actually clean it down and give it a real thorough clean. As you can see, it was pretty grubby. The whole van's pretty grubby after the winter, as we do still use it in the odd day. But next project will be making this dash look a little bit better. Now, we're not going to do it expensively. What I'm going to do is basically cover it with a lighter coloured vinyl, and we're going to keep the carpet in position and have a go just stapling down. Take the whole dash right out, the whole dashboard top and the speakers, etc., and we're going to cover it with vinyl, and I'll take that out into my workshop to do that. But that's the next thing I'm going to do. Probably not the most important, but and then we'll move on to some servicing. Okay, so bye for now. Hope you're enjoying me trying to put these things together. Welcome back to Hymer Builds Technical. Moving on from doing the roof cooler, I'm now going to take out this front dashboard. We've got some beige vinyl. We're kind of sticking with the beiges and the reds and the browns. Easier to keep clean, really. I have a mat. You're still able to get front van mats made, so I've got a beige front van mat coming, which we'll lay when it comes. But we're going to get rid of this, and rather than buying extra sound deadening, we're actually going to keep the carpet in position, and it'll maybe help give it some shape and texture. And I'm hoping just to staple it on the back of the plywood that it's made of. I think we'll probably come through some nasties. There's big tech screws and everything holding this on. If it's working, I'm leaving it. We've done 9,000 miles or something, I think, in the last few years, and the dashboard only moved on the first few times we've done it, and now seem to have it. So it's secured and not flying up. We did one day have it fly up in the air as we were driving when we first got Bill, which wasn't a funny sight. Anyway, we'll probably fly through this at high speed, but I'll get on with doing the dashboard. So I think what we'll do first is take our car sat nav out, or van sat nav. Out of the way. speaker wires aren't there. You'll have to. Speaker wires just run. Yeah. The wires up, obviously. Just coming up the dash. Well, you can see the ventilation that they've put in now. You can also see it in my speakers. There's a problem with that. I suppose there's some air should still go through. I don't know whether to keep this or not, because it doesn't really work very well. I have to say, it might work better. If half of this wasn't rotten. So I think I'm going to have to repair. I don't think it's, I mean, this is just crumbling. The top half's okay. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay, let's pull this dashboard apart. Okay, this piece is quite good condition. And you can see that ventilation systems work or not, as the case may be. These bits of metal have been put in the vents. That's all original vents on the van are just in these three positions. These are just meant to direct air Hi there. While we've been off camera, I've stripped the rest of the dashboard down. So that's stripped down. There's a top plate, then there's this maze underneath which is supposed to direct the air from Bill's original windscreen heater and duct it up into that area. And up to the windscreen, which doesn't really work too well, to be honest. So anyway, as you can see from this end, the whole edge is rotten in places. Now, rather than reconstruct all this and to use some plywood that I have here and other wood, and as I'm a person who'd rather use things that I've got lying about, reuse them, recycle them, reuse material, I'm going to try and use the bits and pieces I've got here, rather than going out and buying another sheet of plywood and having another load of bits lying about. It could end up on fire. So what I've done, and I'll show you what I'm doing here, is I'm actually cutting a part out in the shape that's partially rotten. It's only this part that's rotten, so I'm gluing this onto the underside of that and screwing it, and I'll show you what I mean on this side because I've already done it. Okay, so I've taken a bit, cut it to shape, cut out the rotten part, and that's left, and it's actually oak veneered plywood. Okay, so it's left that bit. Let me see another side. Okay, so I've replaced that. The sound deadening is all lying there, took that off. Hundreds of screws and clips and just things that have been done over the years. So that's what I'm doing. It's a bit itsy and bitsy, and it's going to end up, what, 6mm deeper at this point, which I'll probably have to reshape. But what I'll do is I'll leave the video running and let you see what I've done so far. Now, the only other major bit I've done, which it's looking alright, but it's not the best, is the top part. Okay, you can see it. Okay, so what you see underneath there, it's a bit of a mess, isn't it? It looks pretty horrible, but that's going to be hidden. Okay, I've darted it out, and then that's what it looks like on top. Okay, so we're going to let this run. I'll probably speed it up. Hi, so we're back in the van. I've got for the dashboard here that you saw in the garage, and all I've done is tacked on a bit of vinyl around the edge, and I'll be making inserts that you'll see later. Inside the van itself, you'll see this tape I've used. Now, all I'm using this tape for, one is a vapour barrier, although it's totally dry behind there, and I'm trying to block off as many gaps where drafts can come in as I can, and I'll be putting more tape. Once I put the first layer of the dash down, I'll be putting tape across here, because we did used to get along that edge quite a bit of draft coming in along here, so I'll tape that as well. You'll see I've taped under some of the wires. I think that's the wires that go up to the lights at the top of the van on both sides. I think that's all you got. Yeah, so without further ado, I'll just put this on a stand and continue with what I'm doing. I'm very pleased with that. I'll have to get someone in here on that side. You saw that I cut the pattern from the original, but in the corners here at the pillars it's not actually a very good fit, and that was from the original one. So I'm going to make like a filler part for that covered in vinyl, and I'll show you that as well. And probably at the edge I'll have some kind of cup holders which are lacking in here. Yeah, it's looking good so far, and I think I don't even know if I'll have to fix the front because it's so tight in. So basically that's the dashboard in. I've got a few fixings to put along the front. I need to get like something like this, blanking fixings, and a couple along the front, and then that is going to be a completed dash. Looks a lot better. So back in the van, just to summarise the dashboard, it is better. I feel like I could do better, but anyway. So there's the completed dashboard. The pillar I'm going to re-glue. Speakers are in. Okay. And other pillar, I might just leave that one, that's not too bad. Put a little bit of tile there just for sitting things on, and tidied up the edge there. Don't know what I did with the video, just with a little aluminium strip rather than the wood. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the little video on doing the Hymer dashboard, and tune in again soon.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and hit that thumbs up.